Everything's because of Joe Hart. His great big goalkeeper hands smashed up our set. If I had turned up with a little foldable bike, crash helmet under my arm, and little luminous clips on my trousers, would we be sat here today?
Absolutely not. No.
I can tell you with 100% certainty.
Oh, okay. What are they? What is it?
This is a wind-up. Right, are we ready? Are we rolling? How are you doing? You ready? You ready to do this?
Ready, mate.
I will say one thing. Apparently, Joe Hart ruined our set.
Somebody's been fucking about with the Buckleys wallpaper, and I don't appreciate it.
I think we've had to move the couch ever so slightly, which I didn't notice. Claire noticed it straight away. We're very close. So now we're going to keep knocking this, and you're going to see that it's not a wall, it's a piece of fabric.
Right, well, take it easy. I think this is...
But apparently, Joe Hart or his team, I couldn't give a fuck. What do they do? Rip it or something? They ripped it a bit.
What, has he got a podcast?
A bit of the stand has been broken.
Bit of the stand's been broken. Joe Hart, I'm fucking coming for you, mate. All right? Might not be today, might not be tomorrow. But you watch your back. Anyway, welcome to the Buckleys, the podcast where we sit down. Nobody fucks with our set, all right?
No, I'm going to have to fight somebody because you've started something.
No, he's fine. He's not a big lad, is he, Joe Hart?
Bigger than you, I'd imagine.
Well, he's an athlete and he's a goalkeeper, so I assume...
Goalkeeper, it's not an athlete. Fucking stand still all day.
I'm guessing he's not scared of me. Anyway, this is the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit, and invite you into our lives. Come on in. Before we get into it, we just want to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions for us by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk or message us at thebuckleyspod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever app you like to use to listen to your podcasts. And if you do enjoy the show, why not go ahead and leave us a review afterwards? There we go. Is that all right?
Yeah, we're working on very different levels today.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm going to have to, that's what I've been doing so far.
What?
Inject some energy into this because you've been fucking miserable all morning. Jesus Christ. And there's no story there. There's no interesting story or funny thing. She's just been I spent the whole trip in going, are you all right? Are you sure you're all right? And your words were, I can't be bothered to do this today. So I was like, right, well, someone's going to have to pull their socks up. How are you, Claire?
I'm all right, mate.
You good, yeah?
Loving life.
Loving life. What have we been up to this week? Did a little Winter and Ocean Colour Scene gig.
We did. It's been a while since we've saw them.
That was good. What I was especially excited to see was Cooler Shaker.
Yeah, you were really excited.
I feel like I was the only one that was excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking love Cooler Shaker.
Nah,
I absolutely love Cooler Shaker.
Their best song is a cover.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah. Their most famous song's a cover. It's not their best song. You got Tatva, you got Hey Dude. Not Hey Jude. That's a different song.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen.
Govinda.
They were good. They were quite fun to watch,
They're
to
brilliant.
be fair.
Crispin Mills, man. We walked past him when we turned up.
So obviously we
going,
know.
It's fucking Crispin Mills.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't
know what he was talking about.
What are you doing? Who?
We know.
Haley Mills' son.
Steve
Yes.
Craddock for many, many years.
Yeah. Steve's the guitarist of Ocean Colour Scene.
He's the guitarist.
Paul Weller's guitarist.
He is, yeah. One of the greatest guitarists.
Yeah.
Is Steve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fact.
Yeah.
But that was good, wasn't it? We went to the seaside.
Yeah, but we haven't caught up. We've sort of seen them a couple of times, but we haven't actually spent a day, and we just spent the whole day.
Yeah, we spent the afternoon with them.
Went and got some fish and chips, and then the boys, our two boys, were very excited by the tour bus.
Yeah.
So we all ended up sitting in the tour bus and eating fish and chips.
I've never known them to have a tour bus. I was a bit like, God, everything's gone a bit professional.
Well, and then
they had all lighting gear and just stuff like.
But you were literally.
They had those big screens that
like
proper bands. Yeah, they have
proper bands. It's Ocean Colour Scene.
No, but they've never bothered with any of that shit. They've always just been all about the music. Just turn up, play the music. People love it.
You were saying that, and then who walked out with Steve? Who's running the show these days?
Only Alan McGee.
Alan McGee?
Alan McGee pops up,
Steve was
looking like he's about to fit a boiler. It's like, fucking hell.
Is he tour managing right now?
He's doing something. He's doing some kind of management.
But there was a little bit of sparkle there.
There was some sheen put on the Ocean Colour Scene show.
Yeah, that was very good. They're
Great
very
chatting
good.
to Alan McGee, though, obviously, if you're a fucking Britpop nutter like me, just chatting to him about the Lars and all that, and Cast and Oasis, of course.
Oasis, yeah. Come on, we were all waiting for you to say it.
Swerve Driver.
No, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
We had a really fun day that day.
It was really, really good. That wasn't the most exciting thing to happen to us.
No.
No. Me and Claire, right? Now listen, we're quite, what do you call it? Self-effacing? Effacing? What's it called?
Self-effacing.
Yeah, when you don't mind taking the piss out of yourself, right?
Self-deprecating?
Sure, I'll go with that one.
Not self-defecating,
Okay.
which you do a lot.
I do. Now you're being specious. Right. So
That's
not what it means, no.
Okay. Carry on.
So, right.
Oh, that's what we should do. We should give each other a word before we get in here that we have to drop in.
We discovered a word called specious during the week, and I said to Claire, I'm going to try and get it in the podcast, but I don't think that was in the right context.
It wasn't.
No, we're moving in some pretty fucking mental circles these days.
Are we?
You know, we're supposed to be like for the people, one of us. That's why people love us. They're always like, oh, you guys, you're just like one of us. Unfortunately,
people don't love us.
They do. They absolutely love us because they think we're
Careful!
sorry.
Fuck!
It's because everything's moved. Everything's fucked because of Joe Hart. His great big goalkeeper hands smashed up our set. Fucking lummox. Anyway, I'm sorry to say that people will be disappointed, but we are moving in different circles these days. All right, we're dining with people now. We're dining with the upper echelons. We went out for dinner this week with the owner of the Chelmsford Chieftains. Went for a curry, had a little sit down, had a little chat.
It's all happening.
Spoke some numbers, big business stuff going down. Mm-hmm. No, I was really excited. You kept saying, why are you acting like we're meeting the owners of Man City or something like that?
Yeah, James was...
It was just in a curry house.
No,
James... It was exciting.
James was very excited.
Yeah, no, so the season's over. Chieftains, they got to the semi-final of the playoffs, finished third in the league. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. And we've now decided that we want to be really involved and keep pushing. we keep saying, oh, God, this stuff's really great. We need to tell more people about this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is like, we're spending more time thinking about the Chieftains, either thinking about some funny stuff that we can do with them and put on Instagram or whatever, or just sponsoring them, or go into a game, right? We're thinking about that more than this podcast, my job, the other stuff that we've got going on.
Yeah. It's taken over a little bit.
So obviously it's just a semi-professional hockey club in Essex, right?
Yeah.
And like I say, there are things that we should be concentrating on. Stuff that like pays the mortgage and things
Yeah.
You know, we haven't had time to do the YouTube channel for a few weeks.
No.
Because all we've been doing is going to ice hockey games.
Yeah.
We went to training. We went to their we turned up at their training the other day.
We were at training at 10:30 at night.
Yeah, they train in the evenings. We went along. We've become so obsessed with this little hockey team. And
when we walked in that night, the coach, Cliff, was like, you got nothing better to do.
The thing is, right, we don't...
Like, hey, don't kill the buzz, man. We were so excited to be here.
To be fair, we don't have anything better to do.
We don't.
We definitely have more important things to do.
We have more important things to do.
That we're not doing. Or thinking about.
That's not what he asked us.
Because we're just obsessed with this hockey.
Yeah.
But we've got loads of stuff. We'll be talking about them more in the next sort of few weeks.
Well, we're going to sponsor them.
We're definitely going to sponsor them. We're going to hopefully do some other stuff. And we really would like you guys to get involved because I think it'd be hilarious that this little team from nowhere suddenly got like a load of support and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? We should Wrexham them.
That's it. That's what's going. That's what's going
That's
on in
what
my
we're gonna
mind.
do.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on,
Yeah.
I've just these iPads are very clever, aren't they? The guys keep putting stuff in at the last minute, and I've just had a little message up on my iPad saying that it's very timely that you were just talking about that because we've got an exclusive.
What?
We've got an exclusive.
Exclusive what?
We've been sent in a video message by the one and only Mighty Chieftains.
The Chieftains.
The Chieftains have sent us a video.
Is that
What?
true?
Hiya, James, Claire, Harrison, Jude. Just wanted to thank you guys a lot for all the support, all the shout-outs you've given the Chieftains this season.
You guys are always yogging down here at the Riverside.
If you two and the boys ever fancy giving it a shot, come on down. I'm sure we can find some extra kit later on.
See you all next season.
Aww.
Little message.
Aww.
Genuinely, that is so exciting.
I love those guys.
That is so exciting. It's so brilliant. And this the season kicks off in September.
Yeah.
So
Do we have a date?
it will be.
This
I
is
think
just
the
a
first.
conversation.
I think it'll be the first weekend of September.
Perfect. We're going to win everything.
Yeah, absolutely,
Watch out.
absolutely.
Right, we've got to move on.
We do have to move on. It's time for the weekly moan.
Oh, good.
It's moan day. I don't know.
Oh!
Hey, quick one for you.
You always say that.
Quick one for you. Train etiquette. Back on the train etiquette. They're coming through thick and fast at the moment for me.
Okay.
I don't know if they're just trying to find my carriage as well. But
Do you think sometimes maybe people see you getting on the train and think, I'm going to go and annoy him?
maybe?
So he talks about me on the podcast?
I can go for a couple of months where it's like nothing's happened.
Yeah.
We're all good.
And then you have a guy playing the spoons.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's always guys mostly. No, it's not true. Nothing against women, but you know, people bring their bikes on a train, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, that's a bit annoying.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Either get the train
Or-
or take
or-
a bike.
yeah.
Right, what? No, I needed to get to and from the station. Or,
Yeah.
Like either it's a journey or it's not.
Yeah.
Tricycle, a 3-wheeled bicycle with a great big boot. I don't know what you call those. Fucking.
Oh, the
I wouldn't call it
kids
a
sit in.
basket.
Kids sit in it.
No,
Oh.
it was. You could put kids in there, sure. You could travel children in them, but it was to put shit in there. I don't know.
Right.
You could probably put a bath in there. It was so big, this thing.
Right.
And it just was the size and shape of the doors. What are you doing, mate? How are you allowed to bring that? How have you got that onto the platform? Mm-hmm. How have you got that through the fucking turnstiles?
Yeah.
Start off with.
Well, they do the big one, didn't they?
But
for
that
France and
is,
stuff?
I don't know how it fit through the luggage one that you go
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
I don't know how it got through that.
Right.
Don't know how it got through that. It was absolutely massive.
Right.
The little space where the doors are in between the seating areas,
Yeah.
it took up all of that. It was just like Tetris. It just slotted straight in.
Right.
And nobody could, people were like looking around trying to find a different exit to,
They were
to get off the train.
looking to you.
They were looking. I did
The
feel eyes on me.
train etiquette
I did feel eyes on
man.
me. People were going,
Step up, James.
Buckley, tell him. They were just nodding
Now,
at me.
Here it is. Here's your moment. You didn't, did you?
No, I didn't. No, of course I don't. But don't just fucking sit there with your bike on like your great
Yeah.
big tricycle on the train, stopping people from getting in and out.
Also, tricycle. What, you fucking 8?
Well, I assume he carries stuff. But fucking grow up and get a van.
Van!
But do you know what I mean? Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I hate it. Do you know, when we first met, right,
Go on, Claire.
we met in a train station.
Yeah.
The very first time we clapped
Yeah,
eyes on each other,
I
we
was
were in a
there.
train station.
Stuck you in the back of my tricycle and off we went.
That's what I mean, though. Like, imagine you were, like, carrying a bike, especially the foldable bikes.
Would that have put you off?
Yeah.
If I had turned up with a
Yeah.
little foldable
Yeah.
bike, I'd crash helmet under my arm,
Yes! Oh,
and
no.
little luminous clips on my trousers.
Yeah.
Would we be sat here today?
Absolutely not. No.
That was a close one. Speaking of train etiquette, Claire.
Yeah.
This is a little. I don't know. Do we get any American people listening to this podcast? Do you think there must be a couple out
Sam,
there?
yeah. Sam.
I'm talking specifically to New Yorkers. New York.
I've never seen New York. No, we get. Do you know where we do get a lot of? Texas. I get messages from Texas quite a lot.
It's a good state.
Listening from Texas.
It's good. I love Texas.
Yeah,
Spent
just
some
in.
time in Austin. People of New York, if you're listening, right, and you're listening to this on Spotify, get involved in the comment section below for me, because I just want to know how the subway. I've only been on the subway in New York once. That was with Ian
Right.
Morris.
Yeah, I don't think I've
I
ever
bought a
been on
ticket and stuff, obviously, but apparently you just don't. You just don't buy a ticket. Nobody buys a ticket. They just jump over the
Right.
turnstiles, and
Right.
and that's just a thing. It's just like, yeah. Like I've seen
Yeah.
like news reports, like it comes up on my Instagram and stuff. Like news reports are like they're trying to crack down on people, and they were like, "This was us this morning." This was just this morning. About 50 people just jumping. Like it's
Really?
just a thing. It's just, or they have they have their version of the big gate if you want to
Right.
come in with your tricycle,
Yeah.
right? Which is a big door.
Right.
It's a big sort of looks like a jail door, right?
Right.
Which anyone can open from the inside. So they have
People are just letting.
so people
everybody-
just open it and let people through, and then there's a wave of people, and the door doesn't shut again,
Right.
Because there's so many people going through. It just keeps open.
I mean,
But I just want to know: is that what's going on the New York subway? It's just a thing. It's just
can
like
you imagine James with that much disorder? You'd be freaking out.
I'd be like, we
You'd be
got
going, oh, excuse me, have
we
you
got
paid?
to pay for these services.
Excuse me, I bought my ticket.
Yeah,
That's not very
that's
fair.
not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah,
But I just want to know. I
I'd
just want
hold
to
the
know.
door for you.
I just want to know: is it just the unwritten rule? It's just the rule in New York. Just you just fucking.
Do you know
don't worry
what?
about
New
it.
York is probably so fucking expensive to live in.
What do you mean probably? There's no probably
Right,
about it at all
well,
whatsoever.
so they're like, listen, I'm here, I'm working,
This is-
I'm not paying for the train.
Well, this is it. So this is the thing about New Yorkers, which I love about them, is that whenever we've been to New York, and we love New York, we absolutely
Mm-hmm.
love New York, but whenever you're there, you get this feeling that everyone else is in on something that you're not. Do you know what I mean? The people that walk the streets, they know something you don't, and you feel a little bit like, oh, I'm not 100% sure. What
I bet they look at people
So,
and they're like,
obviously-
they'll be able to tell who bought their train ticket.
Yeah,
They'll be
but
like,
but
"Look
they'll
at
be,
me
but
too."
they'll be like, from New York. Of course, I'm not paying fucking to get on a train.
Yeah,
Only idiots would do that.
Yeah.
Just jump over the thing.
yeah.
Because they don't like idiots in New York, do they?
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
take to idiots.
No.
You got to be streetwise.
Yeah,
You got to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't get taken for a fool.
yeah. That's why you prefer LA.
That's why I like LA.
You
Because
get to wander around.
I feel like I'm the smartest guy in the state.
bumping
I'm joking.
into
I do
people.
love LA. I do love LA. But New York is, they're not saps.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
what's happened to you?
No, but that's the vibe that I get from New York. Is
Right,
like,
right,
fucking paying for.
Yeah,
I'm walking here.
yeah, yeah. I'd go to New York in a minute. I'd live there tomorrow.
We should do for our, what episode are we on? What episode is this?
26.
For our very special 27th episode of the Buckleys, we should get production to send us to New York
Yeah,
and do a show from New York.
I think so.
That might be a bit tricky.
Might be a bit tricky.
All right, 30th.
We'll look into it.
We'll give you to the 30th
100th.
episode.
But yeah, let me know, New Yorkers, if you're wherever you're seeing this or listening to this right now, if there's a place where you can comment,
Do you
tell me
pay
what's
for the
going on.
train?
Do you pay for the tube? Not the tube. What do they call it? The subway.
Subway, underground.
Just
whatever.
let me know.
Okay,
Hey Claire, we should move on
we should.
because we've got some stuff to talk about, and it's from our listeners. Strap yourself in. Claire,
Yeah.
we've had a Monster Munch listener update. Play the theme tune.
Monster Munch. Monster Munch.
This is from Martin.
Thank God. Has Martin been in touch before?
I don't
No.
know. Let's find out together. I've not read it yet, Claire. All right.
Well, you said an update. So I was just
I don't
wondering.
know. It's an update on Monster Munch.
Yeah, thank
That's
God.
all you need to know.
I've not been sleeping.
Martin says, Dear James and Claire, I had to email to tell you that the person who wrote in about Monster Munch was correct
Oh, the
about
claws.
the shapes not being claws or footprints. But they were dead wrong about them being monsters standing up. My dad, here we go.
Oh.
We got sauce.
Sauce?
We've got a sauce.
A sauce.
A sauce.
A sauce.
Yeah. My dad
There's an R
worked
in there.
for Walkers in the 80s through to the early 2000s and was part of the development team working on Monster Munch, as well as other snacks.
Oh my god.
I can tell you with 100% certainty.
Oh, okay. What are they? What? What is it?
This is a wind-up. This is a wind-up.
What?
I can tell you... I'm not having this. This is Martin's... I can tell you with 100% certainty that the shape of Monster Munch is in fact an eye with 4 eyelashes. I know, it goes on to say, I know it sounds fucking mental. But each of the original monsters had a different shaped crisp corresponding to a part of their character for their assigned flavour. In fact, I remember that. They used to be different characters.
Yeah, but also on the packet, they all do have big eyes.
Yes, they do.
Don't know what that means, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Got to get the bottom of this.
The design that was kept after all the others were phased out was the eyeball and eyelashes from the pickled onion yellow monster. Walkers decided to keep this one over all the others as everyone assumed it was a monster's claw and that it would cover all the characters. And then he goes, fun fact for you. I was one of the first people who got to try limited edition flavours of Monster Munch. I remember spaghetti sauce was amazing, but vanilla ice cream flavour was fucking weird. Love the podcast, Martin. Yeah. I don't know. Martin. I feel like you needed to send in some proof as well. Like, did your dad have an ID badge or something like that? Because I feel like that's insane. Keep it any Monster Munch stuff that you've got. Keep it coming in, guys. We'll get to the bottom of this one day. I feel like we're further away from the bottom.
We
now.
are. We've moved further away now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some proof from Martin. Get back in touch.
Martin, we need to...
Because he could just be a nutter with an email.
Yeah, you've opened up a can of worms there, mate.
I mean, he's saying fact. If you're saying fact...
I don't know what to think anymore, Claire. I just don't.
On a selfish note, can you ask Walkers to send in some pickled onion Monster Munch?
Yeah,
We can
send them
verify.
in.
Walkers,
Send them in.
us and the production team are huge fans. Please give us some free crisps.
Yeah. And if you'd like to sponsor the Chieftains, you can get in touch.
Yeah, get in
with
if
my
you want to do some work
email.
with the chieftains, get in touch with us. And we'll do that. Right, Claire, do you know what the theme of today's podcast is?
Yeah.
It's because you were just looking at it. It's spring clean.
Spring clean.
Absolutely. It's May Day, whatever that is. Bank holiday.
A day in May.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Like, you get Easter, April and May. It's just like every other Monday you have off. It's brilliant.
Yeah. What,
It is
for
good.
your busy fucking schedule?
Yeah. I'm very busy these days, Claire.
Are you?
Yeah, mate. I'm fucking dining with owners of
All right.
sports teams.
Anyway, spring has arrived, right?
Yes.
Now, spring has become this thing where you start new. Spring clean,
It's not
spring
become.
clear.
That's what it's famously. It's been that for millennia, Claire.
All right, you read it.
No, but I'm just saying. That is it. That is the whole thing of spring.
Okay. Well, that's what I was
It's in
saying.
religions. You
All right,
just said it's
sorry,
become.
right, whatever, right. For fucking years,
Yeah.
spring's a thing
Yes.
where you chuck shit out.
Spring's all about new.
You're not helping with my attitude.
No, I'm trying to save you from sounding like an idiot. I'm trying to help you out. To say spring has recently become a thing.
I was
where
just trying to move on for
you.
you talking shit. Don't look at the room.
I'm looking at the room, mate. They're laughing. The room are cracking up.
Right, go on. You do it then.
So it's May Day. Spring has. You could say spring has sprung. That's a new thing that I've come up with. It's a time for starting anew.
Really?
I like that word, anew. It's very specious. So, in the spirit of fresh starts, we're doing a bit of relationship spring cleaning. Are we? No, let's not tug at that thread.
Let's fucking go.
Clearing out the clutter and seeing what could use a bit of a dust off.
Yeah.
Oh
What could
dear!
use a dust
no,
off?
Listen. This feels like This feels like
out with the old, in with the new.
this feels like now we're going. Now this is what I was trying to avoid. This is what I've been trying to avoid this whole time. This is sounding like the old podcast stuff, where all we did was attack James every week.
Let's do it.
I'm actually gone dizzy. I'm getting like PTSD. The room's spinning a bit.
Okay.
What habits or little annoyances are we finally ready to let go of this year?
Oh,
I'll tell you something about me,
I've got
Claire.
a little annoyance that I could get rid of.
I'll tell you something about me.
Or a big fucking hairy annoyance that I could get rid of.
I work too hard, right? I need to spend more time, more family time, more time on myself. More time on myself.
Touch your tits.
And, say that.
like rub them.
Touch your tits.
No, I say don't touch your tits. I say don't.
Yeah, that's it. Put your finger in your mouth.
Let's replay that.
Bend over.
I say,
Look behind you.
okay. First of all, I would never ask you to bend over.
No, I don't think there's anything. I'm set. I'm done.
You can make some changes.
As Richard Ashcroft once said, I am here in my mould. All right? I think that's what he said.
Is it mold? I always think mole.
No, it's mould.
Makes more sense.
Yes. I'm here in
I
my
always think
mould.
mole.
And I'm set. I'm done. This is who I am. All right? I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spring clean. I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, I know.
This is why these conversations I always feel really dangerous for me. Because
if I wasn't here on this podcast, you would lie.
What would I say?
Well, you would just make out that you were a lot more helpful and, you were maybe ready to make some changes. But when
That's not funny.
No, I know. But you can't do that because I'm here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Listen, I am here in my mould.
Right, okay.
Whether you're sat on the couch or not, Claire, I think it's for someone who's supposed to be an actor. I find it very difficult to not pretend to be someone I'm not. And I've just lent into it. I've just lent into it. You know, when you're younger and maybe you've got friends or people that you might want to impress or they might think I'm cool if I say this. No, I know now. I've known for a long time. No one's going to think I'm cool. No one's going to be impressed by me. So I might as well just really go the other way.
Right. Just annoy the shit out of everybody you meet.
Yeah. And that's what I do. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of it. And it is funny. It's much more amusing.
Right, but so for this new, what are we calling it these days? Spring clean.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
This new thing that people are doing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Are there any old arguments or silent grudges that we've been quietly holding on to?
As you know, I don't have any silent grudges. I don't have any silent grudges.
No, they're not silent.
I like to talk about them constantly.
But you are quite good at letting go of grudges, to be fair. You don't really hold grudges, actually.
I don't hold them. I get them out. I get them out there.
Yeah.
And I move on.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. You can move on.
Yeah, I can. To the next grudge.
Yeah, next in line. Now, grudges keep me warm at night.
I do have nemesises.
Yeah, but the other person doesn't know that they're a nemesis
No, they
of you.
absolutely have no idea.
You got a lot of them.
But they are my arch nemesis.
Yes.
And they don't know that they are.
No.
But it's now, I create a thing in my head.
Yeah. And you go out your way to beat them at stuff that they don't know they're in the competition of.
No, they don't know what's going on.
No. They're normal. They're living life.
Yeah.
And you're secretly trying to beat them at stuff.
I think as we've discovered, Claire, I like to concentrate on the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
At one point in my life, I had a very successful TV career. And then I got sidetracked with people fucking playing music on the train. And suddenly that became my mission.
Yeah.
and then I build podcasts and things around that.
Are you about this?
Well, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, this podcast could have been anything. It's called
Could
the
have been.
Buckleys. Mm-hmm. But I decided, no, I know what I want this podcast to be about.
What's the first thing you want to do? Weekly moan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any silent grudges? If you've got something you want to say, this would be like a little amnesty.
Me right now?
Yeah. Well, I assume about me.
Oh, it's not just you, Jimmy. I hate everybody.
Is there like one thing. They'd be like, if you just did this, that would help me out, mate. And I'll tell you why it's
James,
not possible.
There's so much. There's too much. I don't think it's good that we
Come
start.
on.
I don't think we should
No,
get
listen, I'm a
into
big boy. I can take it. I've got thick skin.
it. No, I don't think we should get into this.
Go on.
One thing you could stop
Sure,
doing.
hit me
or
with it.
Start doing.
Here we go.
Oh,
God.
Oh, Lord. This is talking spring clean as in, like, sort of not actual things.
Yeah.
It's like an emotional spring clean.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about the Buckleys.
Yeah.
All right?
We need a physical spring clean as well.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Our house is a shithole right
I know.
now. But you start pulling stuff out, you're gonna end up it's like, do you know what it's like? It's like cleaning out the shoe cupboard.
Yeah.
The cupboard under the stairs that
Yeah.
we keep all the shoes
Yeah.
and jackets and hats and all that in, right?
Or, you know,
How many
stuff that maybe you keep under the bed.
How many times have I cleaned that out? And before you know it, the hall is filled with shit.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do.
And it can't go back in again.
And you got to throw some stuff away. You don't know what to keep. You're in a mess. It starts getting on top of you.
Just burn the whole thing down.
Right.
That's
what you're better to do is not. Now going back to
Stay out the cupboard.
the marriage.
Stay out the cupboard.
Stay out the cupboard.
Yeah.
All right. Because
Don't
if
go
you
in there.
start pulling stuff out
It's dark.
and trying to talk about it,
It's cold.
it's
Not-
not going to
there's not a
end
lot of
well.
room in there.
Before you know it, you're going to be sitting in the hall. You're going to be crying. There's going
Yeah.
to be so much stuff running about you. You
And you
don't know
just-
what to do with it.
And you just want to get away.
And then at some point you just go, do you know what? I'll just sell the house. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, we can.
Yeah.
If you want to just keep the cupboard door shut,
Yeah.
we don't need to spring clean.
Well, maybe just leave it then.
Should we leave it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, everything's great.
No, we're great. Fucking
Brilliant. Solid as a rock. Should we? We've got to move on, Claire. It's time for a regular feature. So, what is it? Bang for buck this week. Play the theme tune. Okay, bang for buck. This is a segment where we discuss a recent purchase and whether it was bang for buck or not, plus the reason, if any, behind buying it. This all came from that I like to spend. I like to spend a lot of money on stuff that you would consider is useless.
tat.
Yeah,
Shite.
but I think it's like life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do keep them coming, your bang for bucks, by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk, or of course message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Right, Hayley is here.
Haley!
Oh no.
What?
Well, you read this one then, Claire, because I need to be impartial again, I think, from what I've
Fuck's
seen.
sake,
on
is
the-
there ever going to be anything that you've not already bought? All right, Haley says, hi guys. What?
What's the subject, Claire?
Tech fridge.
Yes. Right, carry on.
Let's get into it. Hi guys, I would like to share my fridge story. We recently moved house and needed to purchase a new fridge. Okay, you don't need to like sit and
But when
nod
you-
and agree and be like,
the fridge-
yes, yes.
Appliances, these are big purchases. And you want them to be future-proof. Right? So you want
Well, it's
to...
already fucking broken.
Right, hang on. That's not my fault. The idea, because there is that thing, isn't there, where, what's the saying? If you buy cheap, you buy twice or something like that.
Yeah.
So you spend a bit more, because the idea is that you spend on quality, and obviously the idea is that you don't have to replace it for a long time.
Nothing's
Which I have
quality
learned
anymore.
is bollocks.
Yeah, nothing's quality. It doesn't matter if
It's no longer... You're like
20 quid or
yeah.
$2,000.
Like it used to be buy
It's all
cheap,
the
buy twice.
same.
Buy expensive, buy twice is also what goes on these days. There's no one takes any fucking pride in their work at all whatsoever anymore. Everything's churned out, slapdash,
Okay, so
willy-nilly.
we
and you still pay a
recently-
premium for
we
it,
recently
but you're getting a
moved-
shit product.
We recently moved house and needed to purchase a new fridge. I allowed my partner to choose the fridge.
Yes.
Mistake number 1. And they spent a significant amount of money on it.
Yes.
They explained that the fridge can display our emails, play music, take voice orders, show our calendar, and most importantly, has a camera inside. Right, so she's bought the fridge that we've got.
Yeah, she does, yes.
So the camera inside, this feature allows us to get a live feed to the inside of the fridge when we are in Tesco to check on stock levels.
Yes.
What do you think? Love the podcast, from Hayley.
Right. Now, I did, Hayley. Okay, listen. I did the exact same thing. He bought the
exact same fridge.
It sounds
You
to me
bought the
like
same fridge.
well, there's two brands that do this sort of fridge. It could be either. But I did the exact same thing, paid the same money, got the same $3,000, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that.
$3,000 for a fridge.
It has the camera on the inside. You can watch YouTube on it.
I want to be able to fucking walk in it if it's $3,000.
Yeah,
I want it to fucking cook the food for me.
This is my argument with this kind of stuff.
$3,000 for a fridge.
This is my argument with this kind of stuff. If you spend,
should be a cow in there, fresh milk every day.
If you spend £1,000 on anything, right, £1,000, you're leaving that in your fucking will.
Yeah.
Right, that's going to the kids. Spent $1,000 on that. Like you spend £1,000 on something these days, it's fucked in a year or two.
Yeah.
How are we as a society going along with this? But we do. Like, the whole of society is just going, yeah, no, that's fine.
I know, yeah.
What? Oh, 3 years and it'll be knackered, and
It's
then you'll
the
have to spend
phone?
another £50,000.
The phones and all.
Phones.
Every fucking time a new phone
I know.
comes out.
And they also come out and go, oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we make them shit. And we go,
So
oh.
you buy the next one.
When people like me are going, fucking the phone's fucked again. I'm going to have to shell out for a new phone again. Just bought one. Anyway, it's not bang for your buck.
No, it's
and
not. Only because we know that.
This is a person that bought the same fridge as you, and it is fucking broken already.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any ice.
And when
It snapped off. The thing just
the
broke
ice.
off.
We've fixed the ice
you
thing
cannot
about 5
get
times.
someone round to fix it. You cannot
No.
get anyone round to fix it.
No. And how many times have you used the camera feature while you're in Tesco? Never. Never.
It's nice to have though, isn't it?
How many times you read your emails on it?
Well, we've got a password on it, haven't we? And I can't get into it because I can't remember. I can't remember what the fridge password is now.
Yeah.
I've had a load of food just sat outside the fridge for ages, piling up, going off.
Yeah. Fucking.
I did have a password. I couldn't remember what it was. So I went to reset it. They said you can't use a password that you've already used. So I thought, well, I'll put that in then. I must have made a mistake. And they were like, no, this isn't. Anyway. No, it's not bang for your buck, Hayley.
Stupid world.
We got another one here from Craig.
Craig.
Wow. It says it's called nuclear vodka. Wow.
Oof, yeah. Let's do it.
Hi, my wife thinks this is a bit of a stupid purchase and it's quite expensive for what it is. There is a company called Chernobyl Spirits that brew vodka from potatoes
Who's
of
drinking
the
that?
Chernobyl nuclear exclusion zone. That's got to be illegal.
Who's drinking that?
He then goes
I
on to
would try
say,
some.
I don't think this company will be around forever. No. So I spent a couple of £100 on the different vodkas
Oh my
and
god.
their presentation boxes, including the first batch with the spelling error. I've got a Crystal Palace t-shirt where they spelt Crystal Palace wrong on it. It went out. There was a few of those. I don't think this company will be around forever, so I spent a couple of £100 on the different vodkas and their presentation boxes, including the first batch with the spelling error, in hope for an auction payday in 20 plus years or so. So I won't find out if it's bang for your buck for a while yet. They are
we
stored.
won't be here to find it.
They are stored safely, and I'm very protective over them. Is this stupid, or shall I just drink them? Any kind of
Don't drink it.
fauna or flora from the Chernobyl area is something that you should leave there, right? You're not supposed to take stuff. You see those people walking around. They go, "Oh, you can visit it now," and they walk around with the Geiger counters and stuff, and they're all clicking away and everything. And they're like, "Yeah, there's a little bit of radiation. There's a little bit of radiation, but it's fine. If you don't spend too long there, you'll be fine. You'll be fine." There's areas that you absolutely should not go into. And there's like wild animals and deer and stuff running around that are all radioactive and things.
Have they got like 3 eyes and?
I think there are mutations and stuff.
I would
But
like
there
to
are just
see
normal
that.
looking
Yeah,
wolves
yeah.
and deer and stuff, but you don't want to pet them or anything.
Don't think I'm just petting normal
Because
wolves
you
anyway.
will die. I'm worried about this, Craig. I think, mate, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they've seen you coming, and I don't think any of what you've just said exists.
No, I don't think so. In fact, open it and smell it. I bet it's fucking water.
Yeah.
For somebody's kitchen.
I think someone's gone, this is made from potatoes from Chernobyl. Definitely not. They just definitely wouldn't do that.
Are they still growing potatoes?
I assume there's loads of stuff that's growing in because everyone had to leave.
So nobody's there. I don't really know a lot about it.
Right.
Nobody's there.
Nobody's
it's
there,
like
no.
a derelict.
It's
Is
still-
Chernobyl a city?
Yeah, well, it's a town.
It's a town where
No, I don't know if it. Well, it was the name of the
the plant.
Yeah, the nuclear plant that blew up.
Where is that?
The city, the town near Chernobyl. What was that called? Pripyat. That's it. I knew it'd be going
What
with
country is that?
in Ukraine.
Right.
Right.
So there's just like this whole bit. But wasn't this years
It
ago?
was in the 80s.
Why haven't they cleaned it up?
There's not much you can do.
You
That's
can't
the problem
do it.
with it.
And why? So then why is it not spreading?
It did spread. It won't spread anymore, but it
How?
did spread. There's an area in Wales, like there's sheep in Wales that are radioactive, even to this day. Why are you laughing? That's true. So, in fact, I don't know whether they made that up just to get the Welsh to start behaving themselves.
Oh.
No, there's radio. You can see there's like a graph of the cloud of and it went fucking all over Europe. It went absolutely everywhere.
But
It was a
since
complete
the
disaster.
80s, why isn't Chernobyl like fixed now? Why haven't they
That's-
sorted it?
this is-
Can you not get rid of it?
See, this is the problem with.
And what
with-
is it? Is
with-
it in the air?
It's
don't really know anything about
It's
it.
in everything. It's in stuff. It gets in stuff. It gets into cells. It can get into rocks. Rocks can be radioactive. People can be radioactive. It will get this is the problem with radioactive stuff, right?
Right.
Is that you can't just clear it up.
Right. Can't spring clean
You
it out.
can't
No.
just get a bit of Sulfura out or a bit of Dettol or something. Kills 99.9% of all bacteria.
Except radioactivity.
You're gonna have problems when you come up with radioactive stuff.
That's when you want to get the domestos out.
Yeah, little cap.
Sell it bang.
Little capit of Dettol. Little cap of Dettol. will
Yeah, I
sort
don't
out.
know much about it, but to be fair, I would like to go. I would like to see that.
So Craig, right?
Yeah, that's what
I
I've
just
done.
don't. I just don't think you've actually bought. First of all, I've never heard of it. I feel like this would be something that people would have heard of. And then this sounds like a scam.
Yeah, where did you buy it from?
The internet, obviously.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, like, where?
I
like
think
what-
it's nuclearvodka.co.uk.
Right.
What are you saying, Katie? Have you got some information? Yeah.
Oh, you
Let
have?
me have a quick look at this. You know, I like to get into the bottom of stuff. Anyway, Katie's found the website here. The Chernobyl Spirit Company is a social enterprise producing high quality and safe, they put that there, spirits made from crops harvested near Chernobyl.
Near.
At least 75% of profits will go to help rebuild communities in Ukraine impacted first by Chernobyl and now by the war.
Well, I'd buy some, but I wouldn't drink it.
Right.
Thank you for that, Craig.
Thanks, Craig. I don't know. Is that bang for your buck? We're going to say yes because it's going to a good cause. So
yeah,
bang for your buck.
okay.
You've got some weird vodka that you can tell people about, which is a good story. And 75% of everything that they make.
Yeah,
this
you
company.
did a good thing.
Yeah,
Even
good
though
for you.
he doesn't actually mention that. I'm not sure if he knows that.
He doesn't, does he?
No, he doesn't mention that.
Nah, he
But-
hasn't got a clue.
No.
He's just gone, I've got some nuclear vodka, guys.
yeah.
Oi, listen. Oi, Dave, have you heard I've got some nuclear vodka?
Yeah. But well done anyway.
Yeah, if you've got any bang for your bucks or anything that you want to get to us, our email is thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk. And of course, you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. That will do us there, Claire. Yeah, I can see you yawning. You haven't stopped for a while. So we'll say our goodbyes. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app you like to use. And if you're feeling extra generous, why not go ahead and leave us a review? And if you're from New York, let me know about right, what's going on? Like, do you just not? You just jump the train. Let me know. All that is left is for Claire to say.
See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, guys. Thank you. Go on the Chiefs. Cheers.